Hey, good morning. Just wanted to take a moment to address the elephant in the room right now in Wayne County, North Carolina. There's a lot of people up in arms now with the new reassessment. In some cases, some communities have their home property values, which is what our tax rates are built on, are showing a 53% increase in property value. My home in Holly Springs is included in that. But I will say that there's a lot of people just panicking over it. And in some cases, maybe that's justified. It doesn't necessarily correlate to a much higher tax bill that we get per year. But what it does do, and you got to look at it from a positive side, is that we're still in most cases about 20% less than what our actual market values are for our homes. And that includes mine as well. While certainly I don't like having my tax bill go up, considerably, or my property values going up considerably, which could then affect the tax bill somewhat. It is what it is, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it. Our area is growing all over Wayne County, from north, south, east, west, which means we're getting a lot of services, a lot of increase in amenities and that sort of thing. A lot of places, a lot of towns and communities are now increasing what they offer for parks and recreation and a lot of those things. And while some of the things that the towns are now implementing and putting in place in terms of services and all of that, I don't necessarily have to use, but it's still one of those things that it's there for everybody. And so somehow, some way, those things have to get paid for. Well, part of that is from the reassessment and the increasing amount of taxes that we pay per year. So again, it's really, to me, it shows a health and vitality to a community. For some of us, we moved out from California a long time ago, 20 some odd years ago, and we moved away from an area that was dying. As some other people that have moved to the Triangle, Raleigh area, also left places that were either dying or they were being overtaxed. So what I would say is yes, we're likely to have an increase in our tax bills, clearly because we're now increasing the amount of value that the county has determined that our houses have gone up. But still, we're in a good shape. We're in health in terms of our real estate market, and this being 2024 now. I'll shift gears a little bit. 2024 now, last year was kind of a tough year for a lot of people. Homes just weren't moving as much. A lot of the home sales were actually in new home construction. They increased from 12% of our market share to about 40% of our market share, which is just unheard of. But things will normalize. What we're seeing now as the year is progressing is that stuff is starting to move. We have homes selling. We have people looking at buying and looking at resale products, so homes that have already been built and have been lived in and all that sort of thing. So things are good. I wouldn't panic about anything. I think we're moving in the right direction. Let's not forget that where we are in the Raleigh area is an area that economically has done quite well for decades. While we've had blips on the timeline, it's generally been very healthy. We have an able, educated workforce. We have a lot of people still moving here. Let's not forget, we've got multiple companies that have yet to fulfill their pledge to the state of North Carolina in their hiring of how many people they plan on bringing in. And I read once that the Bureau of Labor Statistics generally assigns a factor of 5 when a company pledges jobs. So if you have a company pledging 1,000 jobs, then you can increase the amount of people that are moving because of those jobs to about 5,000 people versus just 1,000. Well, that's going to mean more services and all of that sort of thing. So we are in a great shape. 2024, I think, is going to be a wake-up year. Most analysts are thinking that. Every once in a while, you hear somebody be a little more pessimistic versus optimistic. I tend to lean on the optimism side of things. Going into 2024, then 2025, we've got stuff. 2026, Apple Computer is looking at finishing their campus here. So ultimately, the picture is pretty bright. So for those of you that are following the news and they're talking about the increase in the tax, potential tax rate for people, and your property values are going up based on a reassessment every 4 years in Wake County, ultimately, we have the opportunity to live in a great place, lots of good amenities, proximity to a lot of great stuff, great amount of jobs. If you don't like one, go get another, that sort of thing. Overall, things are good. So I'll end now, and hope you all have a great day.